Welcome back to another video. My name is Peter and today we are doing a top 10 longest lasting fragrances or beast mode fragrances. The first 5 are my personal selection from the fragrances that I've smelled over the last several years, and the last 5 will be voted by my audience. I asked my subscribers a little while ago and these are what you picked. If you want to say hello, please leave a comment below and let people know what your longest lasting fragrance is. It might help someone out, and please give the video a thumbs up because it helps the algorithm. Let's dive into top 10 beast mode fragrances. At the minimum, these fragrances will last 12 hours, some 24, 48 hours. I'll let you know. And so the first fragrance on this list is by Xerjoff and it's called Ivory Root. I own this, or I used to own it. I actually gifted the bottle to my sister, so now she owns it. This is a very, very long lasting fragrance, 12 plus hours easy. And if you like vanilla, it might be one you want to check out. Vanilla, spice, sandalwood, very, very nice fragrance and completely unisex. Again, if you're into kind of spiced kind of vanilla, it might be one you'll enjoy. An easy over 12 hours without a problem. Very strong fragrance with just a couple of sprays. The next on the list would be Maison Francis Kurkdjian's Oud Satin Mood. In fact, all of the Oud line collection are beast mode, but in particular I owned Oud Satin Mood. And again, I think I gifted that one to my sister as well. But this one is a beautiful, kind of sweetened rose kind of fragrance. It's a little bit powdery, like a little violety kind of powdery note in there. And just very kind of deep dark. There's kind of deep dark woody notes and this beautiful kind of warm, rich, very rich kind of sweetness to the fragrance, but incredibly long lasting. Quite a sexy fragrance, quite unisex, maybe leaning a little bit on the feminine with the kind of the rosy kind of element to it. But this is easily over 12 hours. There's even an extrait version, which is ridiculous. Slight subtle differences in the note list with the extrait version, but I mean they smell very close, and I mean it's making a really long lasting fragrance even more ridiculous. So if you want power and performance and that's what you like with your money's worth, then Oud Satin Mood or the extrait will deliver hands down very easily. The next on the list is one that I reviewed a few years ago now. It's by Kilian and it's called Pearl Oud. This thing was ridiculous. It's quite a nice rose oud combo. The rose is fresh, bright, almost, not quite pink, but heading that way, but a very fresh, clean, bright rose. A little bits of kind of mixes of spice and a very nice oud note. It's kind of Middle Eastern smelling. But if you like rose and you like oud that's not funky, then you'll probably really enjoy Pearl Oud. And insane longevity. I'm talking 24 hours plus. I mean, it just doesn't go away. Even after you've had a shower, it will still be there haunting you. If you if you want really long lasting fragrance, Pearl Oud by Kilian is definitely going to deliver. It is on the expensive side though. It's shockingly expensive. Not sure if it's discontinued. It might still be available. I think it is. But if you want power, that one is definitely gonna give you that in the bucketfuls. Next on the beast mode list is by a brand called Mancera. In fact, a lot from Mancera and Montal would qualify on this list. But this one in particular I reviewed a while ago. Mancera Roses Vanille. It is on the synthetic side. It's a very sweet fragrance, very sugary, vanilla-y sweet, a little bit of a very faint touch of light rose, but very, very sweet. If you like sweet kind of, I guess some people will call it sexy because of that sweetness. For me, it bordered on the cloying side. I wasn't a fan. If you don't mind the more synthetic, syrupy sweetness in that kind of vanilla kind of category, you might really enjoy it. Some people do. But it is one of the longest lasting fragrances I've ever tried. Again, 24 hours easily. It's ridiculous, to be honest. But there's a few from Mancera and Montal that kind of deliver in that kind of huge beast mode longevity. But that one in particular, I'm reminded of from my own direct experience. Very, very long lasting fragrance. If you like sweet, syrupy vanilla fragrances, You might like it. It's not my cup of tea personally, but it is incredibly long lasting. And the last recommendation from my personal list is Ambre de Coco by Areej Dore, or Areej Dore. This is one of their new releases. You can still buy it today. So hence why I'm including it, because obviously if you're not familiar with Areej Dore, they'll put out a collection once it's sold out, it's gone. And very difficult to get unless you can find them on eBay for a ridiculous amount of money. But this one is still available, so I will include it. It doesn't look like it's going to sell out too quickly. But this is, I reviewed it if you want to check out my review. It is a amber kind of fragrance, a little bit of oud. There is a cacao note, so it's a little bit chocolatey. It's an interesting blend, quite complicated. Ambery, kind of chocolatey, some florals in there, some ouds. It's quite a mix of notes in this one. And unbelievable power. I mean, it's insane. I'm not sure what the concentration level on this is, but it's X straight plus. It's just ridiculous. I'm not kidding when I say 48 hours easily, including showers in between. It does not go away. I don't know how the hell he made such an incredible beast mode fragrance in terms of longevity. There's obviously some synthetics in there that just stick to your skin like glue, combined with the high quality natural materials he uses like deer musk and ambergris. This kind of combination, it just gives unbelievable performance. So, you know, if you like your kind of money's worth, so to speak, with niche fragrances, if you buy that one, you can spray it a couple of times and you will not have to reapply a fragrance for 2 days. It will be there the next day. And into the next one. So incredibly long lasting. That's the longest lasting fragrance I've tried recently that I can think of. Moving on to your recommendations, I asked my subscribers, what is your longest lasting fragrance in your collection? Let me know. This is what you shared. The first one being by Amouage, and it's called Overture Man. Could have easily have been Interlude, but Overture Man is one of the slightly more newer releases. This is a release I have not yet smelled, but probably will because I'll be passing through Dubai in February. And this one, meant to be a little bit animalic, on the animalic side. As you would expect from a brand like Amouage, they can produce some powerful fragrances, Interlude Man being the obvious one that comes to mind. But this one, a little, like I say, a little bit more on the kind of funk animalic side. I will be interested in checking this one out. I will be filming a duty-free video in 4K in February as I go through Dubai, so we'll probably check it out then and I'll be able to tell you a bit more about it then. But Overture Man, Amouage, got a couple of votes by you, not just one, a couple of people mentioned it as one of their longest lasting fragrances, easily over 12 hours longevity. The next one on this is by Frederic Malle. It's called The Moon. I'm not quite sure if I've tried this one or not. I have tried most of Frederic Malle, but the notes include raspberry, lychee, saffron, rose, berries, olibanum, red currants and violet, with leather, patchouli, amber, sandalwood and agarwood oud. I do remember smelling a very strong oud fragrance from Frederic Malle and not enjoying it. I don't know if it's this one or a different one. But this one is meant to be beast mode. It was voted by one of my subscribers as one of the longest lasting fragrances they own. If you want beast mode and you like, presumably, a fruity kind of oud, check that one out. I'm going to have to revisit that one because I'm not sure, reading the note list, that I have smelled that one. People describe a more kind of sweet kind of raspberry opening to this, which makes me think I haven't smelled this one, but a very long lasting fragrance. The next on the list voted by you as beast mode is by Initio and it's called Oud for Greatness. And this one is kind of a spicy, kind of woody, oudy kind of thing. And it's one that I'm not familiar with. Notes for this one include saffron, nutmeg, lavender, patchouli musk, and oud. And if you want potency, you can see kind of a common theme here. Fragrances with oud in have a habit of being beast mode. Most of the time these are synthetic ouds, to be honest. Some may use natural ouds, but typically the ones that are like a beast mode where you can smell oud in like 12-24 hours later, those are synthetic ouds. You know, most natural ouds may be kind of between 5 to 8 hours longevity before they're gone for a high quality artisanal oud oil. whereas the synthetic ones last much longer, and hence why they appear in beast mode fragrances quite often. Next on the beast mode list is Manhattan by Bond No. 9. This is a weird mix of things like plum and peach and chocolate. There's other things in there as well, honey I think, kind of a bit of a mix of things, quite sweet. And again, you know, if you want beast mode, these do tend to be on the sweet side. I notice a theme here, again, you know, oud or something sweet. This can result in a powerhouse of longevity, and this is on that kind of more sweeter territory. And lastly on the beast mode list, voted by you, is Nihilo Amber Sky. This one has a lot of nutmeg, and it's kind of basically a woody spicy amber. You're gonna have to like nutmeg to enjoy this one, with kind of a bit of a dose of sweetness, sandalwood, amber, a little bit of floral, a little bit of a citrus opening, but essentially a spicy woody amber, meant to be very long lasting. I have not tried it myself, but voted by you as one of the longest lasting fragrances you own. And so that completes a top 10 of the longest lasting fragrances that you can spend your money on. And I will see you soon with some more videos. Take care everyone. Be blessed. Bye.
One time he disappeared for 2 or 3 days. When he came back, they asked him where he'd been, and he said, "Oh, just sailing."